So happy Mother's Day again to all of the beautiful mothers as we come together today to celebrate the divine feminine energy in us all. Listen, thank God for mamas. Amen. Thank God. Yeah, we should be celebrating today. Praise. Thank God for mamas. That's where I'm at today. Thank God for mamas. A day at a time. Oneness. Our theme for the year and our theme for the month, listening, part 2. Some spiritual principles to get us anchored this morning. As I always do, I like to read from Ernest Holmes and What We Believe. There are hundreds of spiritual principles. These are just a few. And if you'd like to have a copy of this, you can do a search for Ernest Holmes and What We Believe, or you can get a copy by joining our mailing list. I believe you can get a copy on our website as well. This morning, we are working with spiritual principle number 1, and it states, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. And spiritual principle number 2, we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. And spiritual principle 11, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. We believe that God is all that there is. It is the whole universe. We believe in the universe that is within us. We believe in the heaven that is within us. We believe in the love that is within us. We believe in the truth that is within us, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We believe in it. We believe in it. And so daily we are to be conscious of our unity with the whole. We are to be conscious of our unity with love. We are to be conscious of our unity with the truth. This is the act of listening. It's how we are engaged in listening. Another way of saying listening, as we've been talking about the last 2 months, is it's also known as the divine encounter. The wholeness of the universe within us. We believe in this heaven. We believe in this love. We believe in this truth. It's a divine encounter is what it is. A divine encounter with my divine self. Howard Thurman, the great theologian, likes to say it. He says it like this. He says that every moment is a divine encounter. In other words, he says that every part of us is open to and exposed to the boundless energies by which life is sustained and made whole. That something about us, everything about us, is exposed to the thing that sustains life. The divine encounter, and in it we are made whole. Let me talk a little bit more about this so that we can get this. But I want to start with a reading from the Science of Mind textbook written by Ernest Holmes, in his reading titled Cosmic Consciousness Illumination. I'm reading from pages 343 and 344. Ernest Holmes says that cosmic consciousness is not a mystery. It is the self-knowingness of God through man, through woman. The more complete the operation of that power, the more complete is man's conscious mentality. For the illumined do not become less, but more themselves. The greater the consciousness of God, the more complete must be the realization of the true self, the divine reality. He goes on to say that the only God that we can know is the God of our own inner life. We can know no other. To assume that we can know a God outside of ourselves is to assume that we can know something of which we cannot be conscious. This does not mean that man is God. It means that the only God that man knows is within. And the only life that man knows and the only life man has is from within. He says that God is not external, but indwelling at the very center of our life. And finally, he says that the highest mental practice then for us is to listen to this inner voice and to declare its presence. The greater a man's consciousness of this indwelling I am, the more fully he will live, the more fully she will live. This will never lead to illusion, but always lead to reality. All great souls have known this and have constantly striven to let the mind of God express through their mentalities. The Father that dwelleth in me, he does the work. This was, or we should say, she does the work. This was the declaration of the great master, and it should be ours also. Not a limited sense of life, but a limitless sense of life. You know, when I was a little girl, 5, 6, 7, 8, in Tennessee, it seemed like every year or every other year we would take a trip to the amusement park. You know, like Six Flags, I forgot that, but it wasn't Six Flags, it was something else. And it was probably about a 2-3 hour bus ride. And all the grandmothers would come together and all the grandkids would be on the bus. And we'd get on the bus for this 2-hour drive to the amusement park, you know, where they had that cold chicken. It tastes so good. They give you that chicken leg and a piece of bread. And boy, you happy. And so we would get to the amusement park, and we would be so excited that we couldn't even sleep the night before. But when we got to the amusement park, there were so many of us, we would get in clusters, and so that maybe there'd be 5 or 6 of us, and we'd be hanging out at the amusement park together. And so we would go and find rides to get on. We probably was looking for the fastest and the newest roller coaster, or perhaps we ended up getting on the oldest roller coaster, you know what I mean? That thing was hanging off of the edge a couple times. But at some point in time, though, when we were on those roller coasters, I believe from afar that our grandmothers would hear us all yelling at the same time, "Mama! Mama!" You know that kind of yell? That one, somewhere from afar. And so it would happen. In all of our excitement, in all of our joy, there we were, screaming for Mama. You know, I believe it was also said that George Floyd, when they had their knee, or the gentleman had his knee in his neck, he was heard to be calling for Mama. For Mama. It is because something in us knows there's an answer, that mama's going to answer. It's funny. It's the first thing of all the things that we can say, that we go there, because we know that something's going to respond, that some arms will be there to receive us, that we won't be left alone. So I was thinking about this morning, I was thinking, man, where does that come from? I think maybe back of it is this question that we ask ourselves at times, or when we start to think, Mama, and we're thinking like, what am I going to do? Mama, what is us going to do? We see ourselves screaming out, Mama. Listening, like the act of screaming out or crying out in our joy and in our sorrow, in our good times and our bad times. Listening is like the act of calling out to Mama. Because in listening, we assume that something hears. In our act, in our practice of listening, we assume that something is going to respond to us. That whatever we take in, we're coming out, we will always be more and nevertheless. Something hears and something responds to us. That to the one who is deliberate about listening, to the one who is deliberate about being quiet and being still and being cool and entering into the inner life, that something responds to the one who is deliberate about this. Something responds to the one who is deliberate about entering into the inner life and being open to divine direction, being open to divine guidance. Something is going to respond to us. As the Bible says, something like this, that in listening, then we are assured that we'll find God in places that we know not. Listening. A problem is this when it comes to listening, is that some of us are engaged in a Google search and not a God search. There's a big difference between a Google search and a God search. The difference is one will take you where you think you want to go. The other is going to take you where you need to go. Oh, we got some people in here who done some God searches. We've got our inner Google mixed up with our inner God. Y'all with me this morning? Yes. The inner Google, you search your inner Google, and no matter who you are, it'll bring up the same thing for everybody. But when you search your inner God, it's going to search you. It's going to bring up something for you and only you. When you search your inner God, it's going to reveal to you the thing that is for you. It's going to reveal to you the thing that is life-sustaining, like Howard Thurman said. It's going to reveal the thing to you that will help you to gather the scattered parts about and bring yourself back into wholeness. But you can't be engaged in a Google search. You've got to be engaged in a God search. And don't get the two mixed up. Don't get the two mixed up. One is taking you where you need to go, not where you want to go. Listening assures. It doesn't just assume. There's just not the assumption in listening. Listening assures. Listening assures. Listening informs, and listening guarantees. Something's going to respond to whatever it is you take into your inner life. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee that our question, what am I going to do, will be answered. Listening, it assures us. It's a guarantee, not just to the answering of the question of what am I going to do, but what am I to do? Two different questions. What am I going to do stems from possibly fear. Mama, what am I going to do? This sort of thing. And one comes from a deeper place within us. What am I to do? But listening assures that both of these questions get answered. But you got to be asking the question, what am I to do? You've got to be willing to scream out, to call out, Mama. You got to be willing to go into the practice of listening. It's assured. It assures. Every time you go in, you coming out with something that is life-sustaining, that is life-transforming, that is new to you. When you go into the inner life, you are sure to come out with the very thing you need. It's guaranteed. Just like when you call out for your mama that she answers, it's guaranteed in this way. So, even in our day-to-day living, and I might say especially in our everyday living, we have to be willing to be engaged in listening. Otherwise, there's the possibility for us to have the sense that we don't matter, that we're just kind of here to get along throughout the day, kind of sort of to make it through the day. But Howard Thurman says that every moment is a divine encounter. That means that every moment of our day, in our day-to-day routine, in our commonplace, the simple things, the seeing the same people day in and day out, our common everyday kind of living, that every moment is a divine encounter with our divine self. Every moment is the opportunity for us to experience God, to experience the wholeness of truth and love and beauty that is within us. And that if we don't, we might find ourselves like they used to sing in the old hymn song, hear my humble cry, do not pass me by. Listening, so that you're not singing, don't pass me by. Life, don't pass me by. In the everyday, in the mundane, there is God. There is your divine encounter with your divine self. You understand what I'm saying to you? So that we don't miss out on the sacredness and the goodness of life because we're so consumed with the littleness and the nothingness, the day in and the day out about life. No, I come today to tell you about the good news, that there's something divine and sacred and holy about every moment if you'd be willing to listen, if you'd be willing to do a God search and let go of your Google search and go where the divine power and presence of God is taking you, where you need to go rather than where you want to go. Every moment is a divine encounter with your divine self. Listening assures you It guarantees you that something is going to respond to you, that something is going to receive you when we ask, what am I to do? What am I to do about the thing? What am I to do about the dream? What am I to do about this feeling that I've never acted on? What am I to do about this? What am I to do about the thing that I'm on my knees praying about? Listening assures you about that thing. What am I to do? What am I to do about the crisis in my life? And every one of us, maybe even now, might be dealing with a crisis. Or at some point in time in our life, we will deal with a crisis. I'm not going to ask you to talk about your crisis this morning, but certainly I've had my own crisis. I've had my own problems with my own mother, crisis. I've had my own problems with my own father, crisis. I know some people who had some problems with their children, with their son, crisis. Problems with their daughters, crisis. Problems with them over here, crisis. I'm not going to talk about your crisis, but certainly I'm willing to talk about my own crisis. But listening assures me that when I enter into the inner life, that something receives me. Something is revealed in this divine encounter as I experience my divine self. Something is made clear. My perspective is widened and expanded. I come to understand something more that I didn't know. I come to see something that I had never seen before. Every moment is a divine encounter with our divine self. Every moment, something about us is available to the energy that is transformative and transforming, that sustains us. Everything about us, every moment of every day is available and a candidacy to be made whole, to be made new. Don't let your existential crisis become an eternal crisis. Listening, it assures you. It's going to search you, not me. It's going to search you, the God search. It's going to find in you the greater depths of who you are and make known to you what you didn't even know you was capable of. It's going to make known to you what you didn't even know was possible. Don't let your existential crisis become an eternal crisis. Thank God for mamas. Thank God for mamas. Always there. Or somebody standing in, if it's not true about your maternal mother, that someone is there. There is something that receives you in your willingness to listen, to enter in, to have this divine encounter with your divine self. Ain't that good? Ain't that good? I'm assured in it. Always. Betty, always. Listening assures that our existential crisis doesn't turn into an eternal crisis. Today, you can decide that. Today is a good day. Thank God. Thank God. Listening, it's going to take you where you need to go, not where you want to go. Practitioners? Let us take this moment to just bask in this feminine energy and this listening itself is feminine. And so let us just bask in it. Let us let go of our ego and everything about us is unfamiliar with this feminine divine energy that is so expansive, so divine in nature, so responsive, so attentive. Let us feel ourselves with it. Let us be immersed in it today. Let that be our starting place of awareness here and now as we affirm that there's only one life. There's only one life. There's only one life. It is all that there is. There is no this and that. It just appears to be. But today we know that there's only one life, and that each of us are made up of the divine and the masculine energy. It's all one. It's all one. Let us today embrace this feminine in us. Let us today be open to receive. Let us today be open to listen, to be engaged in listening, to be willing to move into the quiet and the stillness, to settle down. To settle down and to become mama-like. Let us today be so unified in this that we affirm and know that we are this. And when we know that we are this, all of life responds to this in us. And so I affirm for you as I affirm for myself this day that every moment in my life and every moment in your life is the right and ripe opportunity for this divine encounter with our divine self. That everything about you and everything about me is a direct candidacy to receive all of life that is sustaining, everything about life that is life-giving, that makes us whole. So unified in the whole world, so unified with the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so unified with all of love, the wholeness of love itself, where we know we are it and that we could never be separate and apart from it. That before we even begin to cry out in our joy and our sorrow, Mama, that Mama already hears. Mama already knows. That we are assured in our act of listening. Always assured in our act of listening. To know the greater. To always know the thing that we need to know when we need to know. So I am grateful for this, to be able to speak these words about this life-transformative moment in our divine encounter with our divine self. I am so grateful this morning to be able to remind us that it's not a Google search that we are after, but a divine God search so deep within ourselves that it brings forward to us the very thing that we need to know. That answers the questions, what am I to do, before we can even ask. It's assured. It's assured. It's assured. It's definite. It's definite. It's definite. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. To answer your question, what am I to do? What am I going to do? I'm grateful. Grateful this moment for this realization, to be able to speak these words and to know that they are true and that they are just as true for me as they are for you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful and so moved in this moment to just gather the words that have been spoken, the songs that have been sung, the eye glances, to take everything in from this day and this experience, to make it ours, to put it on as such. That we just simply release our words into the mighty law. We let them go. We let them be. Knowing that it is already so, that it's already done, let us all just come together then in agreement by saying, and so it is.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am, God is. I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
And so it is, and so it is. Yes. So as our practitioners take their seats before our ushers come forward today, I want to take an opportunity to just acknowledge the mothers in the house today. I've been going back and forth all week. Get them some flowers, don't get them some flowers, get them some flowers. They don't want that flower. But I do want to do something that might be meaningful. If you are a mother, please stand up. Whether you have birthed your own children or not, if you are a mother. All right. And those of us who are not mothers or have not been in that role, if you will stand up and go stand in front of somebody that is a mother, and maybe you'll have to stand in front of 2 or 3 people, but just go and kind of stand in front of them. You know, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Those who are not, yeah, just representing, stand in front of them, stand around them. Yeah, there we go. And let us take this moment then to honor our mothers. And those who are standing in front of the mothers, please repeat after me. I see you. I honor you. I love you. And I thank you. I see you. I honor you. I love you. And I thank you. I see you. I honor you. I love you. And I thank you. And so it is. Yes. Yes. Let us in this moment then prepare ourselves to go into a time of giving and sharing with the center, also known as our tithes and our offerings. As you are getting your tithes and offerings out and we're preparing ourselves to move into a time of prayer, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge all who give online, those who are giving online now, those who have already given. Let us bring it all into the storehouse as we prepare ourselves to turn inward. For prayer. Won't you join me as we acknowledge the divine power and presence and all that it is as our life in us, through us, and expressing as us. Let us be so unified with the thing that sustains us, that is life-giving, always giving to itself, inexhaustible. From that place and space then that we come today to give with our hearts wide open. I know then today that every cent that we receive, that it moves the center of peace out into the world, creating an even more safer place and an even more sacred space for anybody and everybody who is ready to let go of their existential crisis, so that it stops, so that it ends, so that we all may become more and more and more of who we really and truly are, so that we may all be so inclined to have this divine encounter with our divine self. So I know then that just as we are blessed by every cent that we receive, that the giver too is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. Truly, it can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, today I give thanks. Truly, I do give thanks. And so it is. So as we journey on throughout our week, let me remind, or let me just say to you, or invite you to join me with saying, thank God for mamas.
Yes. Thank God for mamas.
Because mamas, like listening, assures us, it guarantees us that something responds to our deepest desires and our needs. Always. Always. And so it is.
And so it is.